All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm just going to try to do a quick pick before I start work today. Let's see how this works out. I'm going to try to get into a routine like every morning. I spend half an hour to 45 minutes to do some picking as kind of like my part of morning routine. So what I have here is a Best small format interchangeable core SFIC. And I bought a whole bunch of these on eBay. I bought like a total of 3 of them with the cylinder, and then there was like a fourth one. I think I paid kind of a fair price, so it worked out to about uh, $40 for all 4 items. So I think, and that's US, and I think that's kind of fair. With the cylinders, there's no keys, no operating keys, no control keys that came with this. I'm gonna try to get some key blanks. Obviously, I gotta pick all of these, be able to pick all of these 3 to control, so I can remove the core. And then I'm getting some key blanks, and I'm gonna try to create some keys for these locks. And yeah, and I think that'll be really, really cool. And it's just gonna be like, part of my whole learning. The challenge with small format interchangeable core locks is that it's hard to know which shear line you're going to pick to necessarily. I don't think like anyone's developed any perfect systematic approach to it. Apparently, there's some turning tools that kind of help guide someone to pick to control. I've never used those. I'm not 100%, familiar with SFIC. I'm still learning. I bought a whole bunch of other cores, which are the Cormax Best cores. They have like a restricted pin that interacts with the key. The key is like a milled key on the side that engages the restricted pin on the right hand side of um, the plug, and so I've got like a whole bunch of blanks, and I think most of the blanks I'm getting are going to be compatible with most of these cores. These look like either a J or a K. I gotta compare them to a silhouette chart, but my Cormax Best ones are K keyways, and I'm getting just regular plain Best K blanks that I'm gonna mill by hand to be able to interact with the Cormax Best cylinders, and also hopefully be compatible with these guys. And we'll see. It kind of looks like either a J or a K. Um, I'll have to take a I just need to compare it. There's like a whole bunch of different cuts, keyways, like the warning and all other fun stuff. This isn't a Best SFIC. This is a different one, but it came with a lot. Different keyway. You can see looks different than these guys, right? So yeah, so if I can pick these all to control, then I can remove the cores, and then I have a cylinder, and then I can go through the process of keying them, and we'll see how all of this works out. At least that's my vision. Will it actually work out that way? Who knows? Maybe I won't be able to pick these locks. What I'm going to use is I'm going to use a monkey paw. I'm going to start with a shallow. Actually, let's do like a medium. Start with the monkey paw medium. This is 20 thousandths monkey paws that I got from Sparrows. I put my own handles on them. I also got some 15 thousandths Sparrows picks as well. Some hooks. This is like a all single pin picking kit. So it's all just pretty much hooks in there. And for a tension tool, I'm going to use a piece of bra wire that I formed into a universal tension tip. There's a couple of great videos out of there on the internet. I think this universal tension tip was designed by a person, his name is Chris Capoon. If I'm not mistaken, I'm doing it by memory. If I said your name wrong, I'm so sorry. Search for his videos, Universal Tensions, and there's a couple of other people that made videos like Fish Picks. Did an excellent video, and he went a little bit deeper than Chris, and filled in some blanks and just gave a bit more information, just to kind of like share how to be a little bit more successful at making these in terms of directions to turn them and distances and all that stuff. So yeah, I raided my grandma's dresser drawer and I got some bra wires and I made some pins. No, both my grandmothers are passed away, so I didn't raid their bra things, but I got some bra wires. I'm not gonna admit how I got them. Anyway, okay, so anyway, what I'm doing is I'm just trying to navigate the stack. Let's see if I can count how many pins there are. It feels like there's 7, so it feels like they're all populated. These SFICs can support up to 7 pins, and I'm getting some good clicking as I'm moving down the stack. So as I said, there's like no way to know exactly which shear line you're going to pick to, if it's going to be operating or control. I can hope that I'm going to pick to control. That way I can remove the core and we could take another look. And the other thing too is I'm only going to spend 10 minutes on this pick. The reason being is I got to start work. So I took a little bit long to, and I'm doing, I'm actually rotating to the left. I'm doing counterclockwise, which I think is not the right way to do it. So let us change this. There we go. And let's do clockwise. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can use operate a control key either direction. I think it might only be clockwise, just the way that the control shroud is designed. It's like all one piece, and it's like to the left it's engaged, so it's like sticking out. So you turn it to the right, you're disengaging it and you're making it flush with the outside of the shroud. So so that's why I just changed my directions. But maybe that might be like a good approach to trying to figure out, if I do a counterclockwise tension, maybe I can only get a operating shear line successful, and that might be something to look into. So we'll see. So yeah, I'm just moving up and down the stack, trying to see what pins are binding. I'm not really getting great feedback, and the amount of tension I'm doing, I'm just doing like medium to light, and I'm picking against warding there. I'm doing that kind of like on purpose because I'm trying to get like a feel for the dimensions of the chambers, the warding, see what's going on. But yeah, I'm not feeling any binders right now. I could have overset something right away. And the other, challenge is you don't know like which pins are picked to control, which pins are picked to operating. So, you can have like, 6 of the 7 pins picked to operating, but the other one picked to control, and you're not going to get any turning because neither shear line is fully clear. So yeah, so that's okay. It's also possible that I could have overset. The other theory that I have in the back of my head that sometimes maybe picking to operating may be easier to pick to control, especially if these cores are from like, like a large site. So they might have been mastered. So they might be filled with all kinds of master wafers, giving so many more possibilities and combinations to pick at the operating shear. That could be a possibility as well. But I'm just like thinking out loud, and I could be wrong. And for those who are very, very familiar with SFICs, correct me, teach me. I'm a newbie at this. Come on. Yeah. And this is my first time picking this particular cylinder and core. I haven't picked any of these best ones that I got. I just got them a couple of days ago, and I've been picking some other locks. I also need to get back to my Yale 500 and Yale KM 1-stars. I want to pick those. Those are the ones that I really want to use for my blue belt submission. I got those from Lockpicking Fisherman a few months ago, and I'm still, inconsistent with them, struggling with them. So I figure if I can get those ones mastered, I'll be very, very happy. So, okay. Yeah, everything's kind of crunchy, so I'm just going to reset. And we're just going to do one more pass. Okay. And like there's like a little bit of warding here. Let's see pin 1. With the best Cormaxes that I've been picking for the past couple months, they're really fun, and the jiggle test works really, really well on them, and I don't see why they won't the jiggle testing won't work that well with these SFICs. My understanding is most SFICs are just filled with standard pins, and the complexity is the different shear lines. So, okay, I'm going to try changing. And it feels like I'm picking the warding again. Okay, let's try this short one, the short monkey paw. And I'm just trying to feel each chamber. I'm not getting good feedback at all on any of these. And I don't know why I'm not getting... Oh, I picked it to control. Oh my goodness. Just as I thought I was about to give up. And here we go. We're taking this out. Yeah. This guy's picked a control. All right. So that was actually almost... that was under 10 minutes of picking to do that. So we can see this looks like a 7-pin. If I had like an operating key, I would be able to like, turn it and show all the key pins at the bottom. But, the next thing I'm going to do now that I have this removed, which is awesome, I'm going to have to do the same with the other two as well. See if I can pick them to control. That is pretty awesome. The other thing I could do too is I could gut this right now. Like, I could just like, get like a, I have like this tungsten tool. And I can just like pop everything, and obviously I'll flip it around or something. So that could be a possibility. So, but yeah, I'm just happy. Like, my first goal is just to remove all of these cores. So this is pick to control. There is a gasket in the back, so not a gasket, or a retaining clip. So that could be like easy to remove, and maybe I could even shim pick to operating, so I can do like a gut as well. And it could even be, good for a blue belt submission, because if I could do like a full gut and take everything apart, show all the inners that everything was there, and this is all legit, that could be really awesome. So I might like, do that whole process with one of these guys. The other thought too that I was thinking down the road is tapping the tops and putting in some grub screws so they could become, practice locks, progressive pinning, and all that other stuff. But here we go. It's a Best 7-pin SFIC, picked to control, removing it from the cylinder. And if we take a look at the cylinder, you'll see that all of these SFICs, one of the actuation mechanisms is these really, really long prongs that go into the back there. And when you turn it, they move, and they move the tailpiece accordingly to latch into the door mechanisms. So yeah, there we go. We got this picked to control. Very cool. First attempt too. Just like, this is 2 for 2. Yesterday I picked a Goal S lock. First time kind of like out of the bag. So I'm just like, trying to put into practice all of these suggestions that, about like, just being mindful of my tension and mindful of my picking strength, and trying to just like, get a feel for how I'm interacting with the pins. And I find like, these monkey paws are really, really good with SFICs because it gives me like a good idea to be able to feel across, all the different chambers and the pins and the shape of the chambers and stuff like that. So I get a bit more of a reading, and it helps a little bit with the feedback, even though this guy didn't give me very, very much feedback. But you can see here, because I actuated the mechanism, it's flush. So this is the mechanism that makes it flush with the outside. So that way you can remove it and put it in. So this is the control. I'm going to call it like a shroud. So this is like a hollowed out piece of metal with a big chunk of metal attached to the side that wraps around the plug that turns and locks into the body of the cylinder. So if you look at the bottom of the cylinder, it's there's like a piece there. I think it's on the other side. There's a piece there that allows you to do it. And it looks like maybe someone might have drilled this in the past. To remove some previous cores. But it's all still there. It still grabs. It'll still lock. I don't want to put it in there to test, but it is picked to control. From there, we all saw the turning and the movement, and that's all I got. So this is the end of my video, 18 minutes. 2 for 2 so far, being able to pick locks that I haven't picked before, that are a bit more complicated than like, all the locks up to, let's say an orange belt and maybe some of the green locks as well. It's really, really good. So I'm starting to get like, some basic skills being developed there. So yeah, so thank you. Please give feedback, comments, let me know what you think. All right. Cheers. Bye-bye.